What type of doctor is Dr. Pepper? He's a physician.
What's a four-letter word you never want to hear a doctor say during surgery? Oops.
I said to my wife, I need to call the doctor today. Concerned, she asked, which doctor? No, the regular kind.
A doctor and a deaf man loved the same girl. Every day the doctor would give the woman a rose, and every day the deaf man would give the woman an apple. The woman got confused and one day asked the deaf man, there's a reason for why the doctor gives me a rose, but why do you give me an apple? The deaf man replied, what?
My doctor told me I'm going deaf. The news was hard for me to hear.
As a doctor, I have never made a joke about unvaccinated babies before. But let me give it a shot.
My doctor told me I'm at risk of heart disease because I eat too much sodium. I took his advice with a grain of salt.
I had to go to the doctor because I've been having lots of irregular bowel movements. They diagnosed me with all kinds of weird crap.
Doctor diagnosed me with a rare form of amnesia that makes me deny the existence of 80s bands. There is no cure.
I was having problems hearing, so I went to see my doctor. First thing he asked me to do was describe the symptoms. Well, I says, Homer is a bald fat dude, and Marge has blue hair.
My earliest childhood memory is visiting the eye doctor and getting my glasses. Life before that was a blur. More dad jokes are coming up after this quick break.
My doctor friend is addicted to hitting his patients on their knees to check their reflexes. He really gets a kick out of it.
What candy do doctors eat? Lifesavers.
A woman suddenly in labor shouts, shouldn't, wouldn't, couldn't, didn't, can't. The doctor says don't worry. Those are just contractions.
In surgery, my doctor said, so what do we have here? I replied that I broke my arm in 12 places. He replied, well, stop going to those places then.
Doctor, I've roast beef in one ear, Yorkshire pudding in the other ear and gravy all down my legs. Doctor replies, I don't think you're eating properly.
My doctor told me I have high blood pressure and short-term memory loss. At least I don't have high blood pressure.
The doctor told me that my prostate was good. I was deeply touched.
What's the most common doctors in Egypt? Chiropractors.
Does anyone know if doctors could take some of my butt flesh and graft it onto someone who isn't a relative? Ask skin for a friend.
I was sat next to a pirate in the doctor's. We were exchanging small talk when I asked him why he was there. He said I'm here for a second opinion on me tumors. The doctor says they're benign, but when I check myself I think there be 10-inch.
What did Router say to the doctor? It hurts when I pee.
A man loses 3 fingers in a work accident. He goes to the emergency room and asks the doctor, will I be able to drive with this hand? The doctor replies, maybe, but I wouldn't count on it.
I don't really like a doctor's office. For some reason I always feel sick when I decide to go there.
What did the doctor say to the gingerbread man who broke their legs? Try icing it.
Oh doctor, I'm just so nervous. This is my first operation. Doctor replies, don't worry. Mine too.
Why do doctors take out the right kidney first? So you can have one left.
Doctor gave me the bad news. I have the bad airport pun syndrome. It's terminal.
Doctor. I think I'm a shepherd. I wouldn't lose any sheep over it.
According to Greek mythology, Chiron was a half-human, half-horse doctor with an extensive knowledge of medicine. He was the centaur for disease control.
Doctor. I've developed a phobia of 90s pop songs. How bizarre.
My doctor recommended that I start smoking. I think he's leading me ashtray.
How do you tell if an image is doctored? There would be at least one person with a stethoscope on their neck.
What's the worst thing to hear your surgeon say during the operation? Literally anything.
Plastic surgeons are the only people. That actually encourages you to pick your nose.
Mick Jagger sued his plastic surgeon. He didn't get no satisfaction.
I politely asked the surgeon if he minded me administering my own anesthetic. He said, sure, knock yourself out.
A surgeon goes to return some books he borrowed from the library. The librarian says, after checking the books, "Sir, your books are always returned with the last page missing in every single book." The surgeon replies, "I can't stop myself from removing an appendix whenever I see one."
Surgeons make the best comebacks. They always cut to the heart.
What rhinoplasty profile is the most requested at the plastic surgeon's office? Everybody knows.
A heart surgeon opted to continue his education at the police academy. Needless to say, his main area of interest was cardiac arrest.
I just spoke to my lazy eye surgeon. I wish he was more energetic.
I was worried the surgeon performing a reverse amputation on me had a bad memory. But in the end, he remembered me quite well.
This year the Brain Surgeon of the Year award went to a horse. He gave all the credit to his stable hands.
After performing a revolutionary surgery alongside a rival doctor, an orthopedic surgeon gave a comment saying, "It was a joint operation."
My surgeon kept telling jokes during my operation. He left me in stitches.
What happens when you anger a brain surgeon? They will give you a piece of your mind.
What did the surgeon say when their patient wanted to stitch themselves up? Suit yourself.
My cousin failed to become a surgeon. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't make the cut.
I could listen to a cardiac surgeon talk for hours. They always have the most heartfelt stories.
Why did the antsy physician leave the office early? He ran out of patients.
Chairman Mao once sought to become a physician. Unfortunately, his dreams were dashed by a bout of malpractice.
The general physician wanted to focus mainly on fractures and spent a lot of money advertising for them. She wanted to go for broke.
A rich patient told his doctor that money was no problem. "Please give me some good news." "Okay then," said the physician. "But I'll have to tell that to your widow."
I went to the ER because there were tiny horses in my ass. The attending physician said my condition was serious but stable.
I thought my doctor was fully qualified. But turns out he's only a practicing physician.
A doctor broke his leg while auditioning for a play. Luckily, he still made the cast.
I was at my hotel in Spain and wasn't feeling well. Reception said they had a doctor on staff. The doctor asked me lots of questions and I was then feeling much better. I told reception I didn't expect a hotel would have a doctor on staff. They said it was a Spanish physician. I'm Bob Jeffy.
And I'm Montgomery Jones.
And that's the key dad jokes for World Doctors Day. We're on a mission to spread the laughs and groans far and wide, so please do us a favor and share just one of these jokes with your family and friends today. Thanks.
For those with an interest in the business and finance sector, then listen to the Daily Business and Finance Show podcast. The show provides a concise, yet comprehensive summary of the day's significant economic events in 5-minute bite-sized episodes. Listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartMedia, or on your favorite podcast app. Search for the Daily Business and Finance Show in your podcast app or check the show notes page for the link. The Daily Dad Jokes podcast is produced by Classic Studios. See the show notes page for social media links and joke credits. Check out our other podcasts in our network at classicstudios.com.